Good evening. Or how do you say that in French?
Uh,
Oui.
that's part of it, I'm sure. I don't know, what do you say? Bonjour. Bonjour, monsieur. Something else? Other French
Merci.
words, and then you finish. I reckon.
Renault.
Renault. Nico Ulkenberg.
Not quite. Maybe Pierre.
Big Gasly. Alright.
Gasly.
So, if you haven't guessed by all the French, we are racing at Britain. No, we're racing in France.
Yes, we are.
It's a
Or we're not.
nice track, too. So,
Yeah, some people don't like it, but it's
oh,
good.
look, they're
It's good stuff.
entitled to be wrong.
Nice and flat.
Certainly. Just like the atmosphere in the chat. Because nobody's typing anything. Type in the chat if you're watching. Hello. Oh,
Yeah.
there's one person
Say
on
something.
Twitch. Yo, yo.
Oh, good.
So, we got all the regulars
Movers
here.
and shakers.
Yeah, we got Sec, we got C-Savs, we got
We got some
Snickers,
others
Mason,
too.
Noxy, we got
I mean,
Ridgeon.
C-Savs ain't no regular.
No, true, there's some
There's some
people
visitors.
missing. So, we got some reserves in. But yeah, Ridgeon back for the second race.
Oh yeah, had a solid showing last time out.
Yeah. We're loading in. So let's hope for some dry weather.
People still looking to jump in as reserves.
Cutting it
The
late.
more the merrier.
True, you want a full grid, right?
I reckon. Why wouldn't ya?
Big Holly coming in strong and big. Shit.
Big strong Holly.
Oh, Casey's got a little TM after his name now.
Ooh.
How'd you get that
Trademarked,
on
is it?
I don't know how official that is, but can you just slap TM on whatever you want?
Yeah, that's it. Trademarked. Not actually, but trademarked. They did slap a trademark at the end of the GR. Real fake trademark.
The old real fake one. Yeah. So, loading in. We got dry weather so far, anyway. Let's get the deets up.
Deeds, give us the deeds. What's the goss amongst the drivers?
I don't know, but I do know that Admiral Aladdin, our usual starter for quali, is not here today, so we're gonna see somebody else's lap this time.
I swear last week out it was Noxy actually though.
Maybe.
Oh.
We got some movement in the Mercedes garage.
Pass.
We got an Aston.
Jay Foley.
Oh yeah, Fuelly's out already.
Flying.
I'm gonna need to. I want to ask all the drivers what their preferred name pronunciation /
Yeah,
pronouns.
is it Jay Foley or Jay Fuely?
Yeah, because I think, it's nice to get it right. Also, I feel like half the time I just refer to people as he by default. I've been trying
Yeah,
to say they.
which, you know, you got to be careful with that these days, my
Well,
friend.
just like, you know, it's hard because you don't know, but if we ask and people respond, that'd
There
be sick.
has been known to be some girls that race. Facts.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You don't want to be excluding people for no reason.
Yeah,
You can just
no.
ask.
Anyone can race.
Yeah,
You just like to get it right, you know?
yeah. That's it.
So, if we're doing something wrong, let us know, you know?
For sure. Yeah, if you're watching this back later and we butcher your name or call you
Yeah,
a
if it
she
turns
when
out
you're
it's
a he.
actually Knoxy and not Noxy, like...
Yeah, that'd be pretty unlucky, I feel, but...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, how are we to know?
Yeah, maybe KC wants the TM pronounced, you just
Yeah,
never know these days.
KC, Vergara, TM, GR. We've got to drop the GR on the end as well. Actually, if it's in brackets, you know.
Yeah, that's outside the name for sure. Anyway, Joe Fuely coming along through turn 1 and 2, look, keeping it flat up until the point where the spin comes out. So, yellow flags. Joe Fuely will need to go around again. And
Takes
with
a
the
little bit too
new
much.
update, you've only got 3 sets of softs, so there's one set ruined.
I mean, maybe you can have another lap if they've got the fuel on board. Always good to maybe just throw a bit extra in on these first laps just to make sure you get something on the board.
Yep. So we follow Snickers, that's just behind, setting a purple sector through this tricky left to right hander, or right to left hander, onto the straight. Fuely all the way off the track there, leaving plenty of room. Through the chicane, just kissing the curbs.
Very early upshift to fifth. Doesn't want any wheel spin.
Keeps it consistent.
Takes this straight nicely. Very straight.
Very straight. 10 out of 10 straight, for sure. Comes down into fourth, upshift into fifth to get the stability out of that very quick sweeping right-hander. And then this is where the
quite
tyre
get to the apex.
gets to be an issue. Sometimes. But
A lot of gear changing going on through there.
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down.
And a 30.8, 130.811 is our first time.
We've got Aussie dude cross the line, second time. Only a 10th off, not bad. Purple to the last sector.
We've got Turt coming along as well. Sending a 33. And then we have Avanti.
Next car will be Avanti.
33.2. Ridgeon on provisional pole straight away with a 31.3. Obviously,
very nice.
Expect that to change. DJ Millsy won't be changing it though, with a just starting an outlap coming across the line. Mason though.
Mason coming through.
In the Ferrari, rear wing open, fuel light flashing.
Ooh, it's up there.
Next we got KC coming across the line with an invalid lap, so it's going to have to go again. I
think he's starting one now, maybe?
Oh, starting one now, yep. Okay. So we'll ride on board with KC, Vigera, TM, GR. Through Sector 1. Little traffic. Mason's pulled all the way over into no man's land, basically. So tricky to get on the power through there. Even downshifts to fourth just to keep it from putting too much power out. Run down to the chicane.
Down to third. Pretty
down
nice.
To second for a little bit too.
Down to...
It's definitely going to affect your stability on exit. But if you're coming in hot, sometimes you need it.
Right through this long right-hander.
Went
There's
fifth,
definitely
sixth,
some ships.
fifth, fourth, third, fourth, fifth through there. Holy.
Is absolutely playing a musical instrument here.
Yeah.
Hitting
That
all
was.
the chords on the
It
way
looked
down.
like that was an automatic gearbox doing that. Like, what is happening?
True, true.
How are these shifts coming in so fast? Down into first through the hairpin. And all
That
the
extra
way.
rotation.
Yep. And we'll get a 33, pretty much a 33 flat. Following that, we
Slightly
have...
more flat than Turt.
Yes. True. CSAV starting a lap. Vikings starting a lap, maybe? Give me a bonus, bonus, bonus.
Wouldn't have thought so.
You never know. Sometimes... I don't know, sometimes he just feels it and puts a lap in. You never know.
Alright, CSAVs invalidates.
Viking with a
Viking goes
purple
purple.
sector. One. Oh.
Just testing out the pace here.
Viking has always had quite good pace at this track. The low downforce through the two big straights always helps. Runs that curb nicely. Origin just coming out of the pits for a second lap now. We have 3 cars all bunched up through Sector 3, so looks like Cato and Sec, both the McLarens are out. Car looking stable under the Viking.
And yep.
We'll pull out of the lap.
Typical. Pace is there though.
Yeah.
Also typical.
We have a Serial Piquet coming along starting a lap, so we'll follow on board with the Haas. Looking very nice from the update, looking a bit more Ferrari-like with those scooped side pods and the big grills. It runs a little wide there, but hasn't invalidated. For those that don't keep up with the game, there's been a update to bring the car looks a little bit more in line with reality as all the upgrades have come in and things have developed. More cars looking like other cars that are better.
Tends to be the general way it goes, right?
Yeah,
Can't beat them, join them.
Haas going with the Ferrari design. Aston Martin's basically stealing the Red Bull design and somehow messing it up. We see Sec crossing the line with a very flat 131.
Almost as flat as you can get.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to see it any flatter than that. We have a few crossing the line. Avanti starting a lap. Fuely starting a lap. Serial PK 33.388 goes up into 12th. Have a look at the other Haas for a few seconds. Coming through Sector 1. Up into 4th, 5th, 6th, onto the straight. Short shifting the whole way. Even up into 8th. Not letting the revs max out. Which, you know, you're sacrificing a little bit of pace. purple through the middle sector, though. Only a 10th down on the previous time, so that should be not enough to move
DJ
up
Mills,
yet.
he goes to the top.
We do see a DJ Millsy with a just sneaking under into the 30s for the first time.
Actually, yeah, it gets closer to a flat 31 than sec.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Fuelie now crossing the line. Improves by half a second, but not enough to move up. Bit of a traffic jam at turn 1 here.
You would not want bit of side-by-side driving from these guys.
Just getting used to it. Ridgeon is currently on a lap, but 2 seconds down on the best time. I think that's it, so it could be a... Oh,
It's an in
no,
lap,
that's
is it?
coming in. Yep, I thought it could be a double warm-up lap, but no. We've yet to see Vlad leave the pits. Yet to see Noxy or give me a bonus at a time. Bonus is coming in without setting a time.
In. Wrong
yep.
way.
Noxy just about to cross the line, although that was quite wide onto that straight. 131.4. Good enough for 4th place ahead of Mason, who is unfortunately disconnected from the race.
Disconnected
Hopefully
or just
coming
retired?
back. Oh, could be, yep, could be that. I see Noxy trying to make up some time by...
Trying to get around and get in for another one.
Yeah,
Taking
cutting the track.
The rules line.
Yeah, let's see if he just yeets it through the chicane, surely. We're
Oh, this is the best one you got to do. Straight through the chicane. Come on, flat stick.
Oh,
Let's
he's
go.
beeline.
Yep, he's found the gap. Yeah, nice.
So,
Perfect.
there you go.
Perfect execution.
Little tip for anyone that's trying to get in quickly for another lap. I think France, you can cut like 90% of the corners, right?
Most
So
of the
much
track,
run
I
over.
feel. All the drivers, I think, looking at coming in, get some new tyres on, then go out. Again, what's going on in Sector 1 there?
Yeah, we've got quite a few cars. I'm trying to find somebody that's actually there.
Snickers up the back of everyone there.
Snickers, Cereal, and then we got Alpine, Williams.
You got, what, C-Sabs at the front of it. You got, give me a bonus. At the rear, who's that?
Avanti's
Alpha.
just
Avanti.
overtaken. C-Sab's going straight through.
Yeah. Taking the quicker line.
Mm-hmm.
A real squabble here for track position.
Yeah.
C-Sab's just letting everyone pass.
See Snickers behind C-Sab's, warming the tyres a little. Realised he's on stream, so he floors it. Get a bit of action going. Thank you, Snickers. Important to note that Snickers is currently, I think, racing on a wheel without upshifters, or by extension downshifters. So
yeah,
he's using
no
the buttons to shift, which is hard and gross. So hopefully Snickers manages to fix the wheel soon.
That is one word for it.
Yeah, it's got to feel bad pressing X and square to be shifted. A little bit of traffic there, goes very close to the Aston Martin on the outlap. We'll head up the field a little bit to who is on one right now. So Sec, C, KC is an Avanti.
Avanti on one.
So
I think
Avanti
he's
leading
the first
the pack.
car on one at the moment.
So coming down onto the back straight, not managing to pick up a toe.
He's up on the sector time though.
Yep. So we got some track improvement. This right-hander running a little wide, but keeping it tight on the exit. It's all the way to the right to sort of cut as much of this as possible.
Just keeps it on the track there.
That was pretty close.
Into the second last corner, goes in really hard. Has to downshift to get the car pulled up. Down to second. Third for the exit.
All over
Gets
the
on
curb.
the gas.
This is a good lap so far. It's a 32. So
Will improve by about 8/10.
Yeah, 8/10 is a big improvement over one lap. We got Serial seemingly starting a lap now, but doesn't have the ERS, so we won't see too much of an improvement there. Snickers up in a 5th with exactly a 131.5. Give me a bonus in 9th after that effort. We have Sec just starting one now, is down 7/100ths, so is currently on pace for provisional pole. DJ Millsy though up ahead a little bit coming across the line.
So it seems to be up on the time.
Yeah.
See if they can improve.
Oh,
does
so
improve by about a 10th.5.
Huge. We also have Ridgen just in front of Sec, very much in the contention for pole in the Williams. Has Noxie? No, KC just in front, so few cars going to cross the line.
CSAVs again invalidates on a lap.
Does
no time at all.
The big old toe down the straight here for Ridgen and for Sec. Ridgen does not improve. Sec does. A 30.4.
Sec always able to pull it out in quali, it seems. Just fine. So that's a 6/10 improvement there.
Vlad up
Vlad
into
goes
pole.
even quicker. I think that was the first lap for Vlad. Hadn't had any others this session.
We got Cato also coming across the line. So a few cars that have left it really late. Cato up into 5th with 31.4. We got Aussie Dude coming across the line next with a up into 5th, 31.321. Avanti disqualified.
Natching
oh no!
Blocking the pit. No.
Will lose, I think, the 13th spot there and drop all the way to the back. Yes, has. So Turt disqualified. Oh no, there's a pile up. Let me see. Oh, okay, it's just been cleared. So somebody, I think, had an issue, was blocked the pits, and then everyone just parked it there behind and couldn't get past. So the game, being a dumb game, just hands out penalties. Fix it. So there we have it, Vlad on pole. Sec in the middle of an Alpha Tauri sandwich. And Ridgen in 4th.
It's a pretty exciting quali in the end. Seemed to be some pace from some drivers out there.
For sure, there was it was close too. Like the top 3 are within a half a second.
I mean, top 2 very close, and then after that, I reckon 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all going to be pretty tight together there. Anyone could jump up onto that podium.
Yeah, and of course we have Sec that'll be starting, well, not quite at the back anymore, but Sec and Avanti, both quick drivers that have been bumped towards the back of the grid.
Sec? Or CSAVs?
CSAVs, that's right, yeah, not Sec, sorry.
The other Sec.
The other fast driver that wins a lot.
Well, there's becoming more and more of those, isn't there?
Yeah. The competitiveness of all the leagues is skyrocketing recently. It's getting very tricky to find results. That looks very gloomy.
Does
Out
look
there.
gloomy, doesn't it? I wonder if anyone had some wet setups on, if there's going to be some wet racing.
Yeah, it's looking oily. It's looking greasy.
Greasy, would you say? You would. You know what happens when it's greasy? The drivers, they get squirrely on the exit of corners,
They
don't
do,
they?
yeah. I need to make some buttons for that, so that when we say those, little emote pops up, little squirrel running around or something. If anyone
Cheeky
knows how to do
squirrel.
that, get on to me. All right, we got the formation lap. The flags in the back are drooping, so there's not a lot of wind. Not that I think that matters at all.
Yeah.
But for
They put
anyone
in
that's
the
wondered, no tailwind or anything like that.
Jeez, imagine if there was random wind gusts in this game.
That'd be so cool.
That would be,
Annoying as
that would be
well.
frustrating, yeah.
So we have everyone starting on hards or mediums. So Vlad on hards, Sek on mediums, then all the way down to 5th on hards, then a bit of a mix. So this is going to be very, very strange. We're going to have people that are quick on the worst tyre. I don't know.
Yep. There's going to be some battles.
Difficult to keep
Mediums
track
looking
of
to get
everything.
past.
Yeah.
Hards looking to hold them behind.
So,
or cling onto them.
In terms of the front two, I mean, obviously Sek is pretty good at building a gap, breaking DRS, and driving off into the distance.
And does like to start on the mediums, I reckon.
Yeah.
Doesn't opt into that hard tyre start.
The stop strategy there, the one stop on hards to mediums, or a two-stopper with 2 sets of mediums, because the game gives you another set now. Don't think we'll see too many people choosing the two-stopper by default, but we might see with a safety car that becoming the preferred strategy. Vlad has had a little moment heading off track, trying to warm those tyres.
Really getting some warmth in there. Now for some sick burnouts.
We were right on board to see some burnouts.
Oh yeah.
Not a bad sound to the AlphaTauri either. Nice and
oh,
nice
look
and
at that
MIDI.
one.
Getting some heat in the fronts as well. Pulling up to the grid.
In the fronts.
Oh, nice. Gets it pretty much perfect.
So some good parking from everyone here. No one to be disqualified yet. All creeping up in their grid box. Oh, there's one. Give me a bonus, bonus, bonus. You're gone. Get out of here.
Turt disqualified, Avanti disqualified.
Waiting for KC here to pull up slowly, slowly
very
into the...
measured. Perfect.
Gets it. Nice.
Alright, we're back at the front. We have the lights coming on. Long hold going out.
And they're off.
Vlad
It's
with a
good jump from
fantastic
Aussie
start.
dude as well.
Same with DJ Millsy, who's making his way up into second, has the inside line. No, Sek will be able to hold it all the way around the outside as we watch the rest of the field come through the grid.
Sek ends up yielding there to DJ, so good start from DJ on those hards with Sek on the mediums there.
Yeah, we do have a couple. The Hasses getting into a little bit of a scrap with each other, losing out. Bonus, 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 falling down the order slightly. We see an Aston there, holding it around the outside, a Noxie.
Yeah, Noxie and Aussie dude. As Mason looking to take advantage, he's on the medium tyres, has that extra grip, so he's going to be looking to get past these two.
It's going to need to go
more
through
movement up the front.
We see 3 wide going down into Mason with the late braking, rides the curve and does pick up the spot without any catastrophes. Cato coming along nicely too. just in front of CSAVs, who's already up into 9th.
So 8 positions gained for CSAVs already on this opening lap.
And
Make that
another
9. So
Holds it.
unreal start there. Don't know how he's managed that.
Cato follows him through, so we will see the rest of this lap from CSAVs as he closes up. Noxie definitely the cork in the bottle right now, is up to a 1 second gap to Rigid in front of the top 5, breaking away. Viking picks up a spot. CSAVs also gets Mason, so up into 7th right now. An absolute stonking first lap from CSAVs.
Flying along, absolutely flying along. So yeah, it's now, after starting almost last, basically last, is now in the running for this podium. Even the win isn't that far off, you know.
No.
That's an interesting line, but
yeah, that could have been a warning.
I don't know if you saw that one, but
the inside of that. He's already closing onto the back of Noxie. So we can see there the medium stop strategy is a 2-stopper by default, but I'm sure most people are going to be going on to hards.
we'll look to extend.
Top
I think
2,
the deg is pretty high around here.
Yeah, true. Top 2 have broken away slightly from DJ Millsy. Sek has reclaimed that spot.
Not sure where, but yeah, did manage to get back past on these mediums. Would have already been hoping was in front right now, but with that poor start, Sek's made it a little bit more difficult for himself.
Jay Fuely makes a move up the inside and unfortunately unsettles the car on the curb. Restarts and does reset to track.
Gets rear-ended. Well, that's why he can't be doing that.
Reset to track, no ghosting on, gets rear-ended by Turt, and that will be a disqualification for Jay Fuely. 100%. Give me a bonus. Bonus comes into the pit, the first or the only driver, but does get a penalty. So Avanti also coming in. So only 2 choosing to come in. Yeah, look, that's wonderful, clean racing. Love it. It was fantastic racing for those first 2 laps, right up until Fuely lost it, and then yeah. Reset to track, can't be doing that. No ghosting. I mean, it's against the rules anyway. It's just a VSC though, so we will be going racing again soon. So that's probably why most cars decided not to come in. But yeah, pretty rough. Also difficult because we were watching, so there's no getting away from that.
I was going to say he's going to get a drive-through when this ends.
PK gets the
Serial. Anyone else? These guys coming out of the pits also got on?
They had drive-throughs from the pit entries, so they could be 5-second.
Did they? Oh, I thought they got a 5-second, and then they both got in a drive-through now on the exit.
Did they? Well, that's pretty rough. We see though Vlad and Sek battling it out, side by side, wheel to wheel, around that sweeping right-hander. Vlad with the inside line. Sek has the inside for the next one, lunges and claims the space very cleanly. Vlad all over the back. So Sek has managed to, in 2 laps, use those mediums to move up a spot.
Without burning too much of that battery either. So they sit at about the same amount.
Yeah, and
it's going to be up to Sek now to pull out of the DRS, because if he just drags Vlad along in the DRS, you know, that's exactly what Vlad wants.
Yeah, that would be ideal, and the 2 AlphaTauris can certainly work together as well to make sure that they extend the runs as long as possible. They will need to pit on different laps without the intervention of a safety car. Avanti with a 5-second penalty for coming into the pits, which I believe he was coming in to serve
the drive-through.
So that's pretty disastrous.
Need to slow down in that pit lane.
It's a tricky one because it's right at the front of the entrance. You're coming off a very quick left-hander there. It's tricky to slow it down. So Sek almost at the DRS braking point. Vlad has got to have a very clean few corners here to stay in by the time we get to the start-finish line. Sorry,
DJ Millsy also just quietly keeping in the DRS at the front too as well. So pretty nice job there to hang on those hard tires as well. So
as we say
might
that though,
just lose it.
just loses
Oh,
it.
my
Lad
bad.
will have it though. CSAV's up into 5th with the DRS on Snickers, who has well and truly dropped out of range. So this will be easy work for CSAV. Snickers battling back, but is not going to lunge up the inside. Keeps it clean and respectful. Not really his battle at the moment. CSAV's is quite quick, so no point burning your tyres out on that.
Yeah, recognises that and hopes to follow along. Wyatt right on the edge, just gets it again.
Yeah, this is pretty clutch.
Pushing hard on the battery to try and break it is down to 14% now, so
yeah, and
Vlad with a little bit extra to play with.
Yeah, doing incredibly well, keeping in the range while on the worst tyres and saving battery. So Vlad is he wants to win this race for sure. We can tell.
I mean, yeah, started on
Why
pole.
would you not?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But with the hards, you know, it's tricky.
Great observation, Tyler.
Oh yeah, this is the kind of content that you guys all tune in for.
But yeah, still squirting a little bit, just trying to keep it. But I don't think, if my memory serves me correctly, I don't think it's too far until these medium tires actually start to go off. You know, I think you can only do maybe 10 laps on them before they're like really cooking. So
we are running on board with Mason now, who's in the DRS train that we see coming down the main straight. There's a bit of that going on up and down the field. CSAVs will have his eye on DJ Millsy next.
they're still making some good time on these mediums, is CSAV.
Yeah, closing
Just
up.
that raw pace.
5/10 just in that first sector. Mason now on the back of Ridgeon with a 3-second penalty for cutting corners. Is there going to be a lunge here? Burning the energy all the way down. Ridgeon moves to the inside. Mason cuts across. There's some contact and more contact. That's very unfortunate for Cato, who probably has wing damage there.
You imagine, I think it's missing an end plate there, yeah.
I think that was probably just a bit of a racing incident there. I think both drivers were trying to leave some space. Maybe Mason just locked a little and understeered a little wide, but it's tricky. It's a tricky place to be overtaken. We will definitely see Cato box here.
Your front end just taps the bodywork or the rear end of another car like that, very easy to just go around, and then Cato finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, nowhere to go. Aside from straight into Mason. Don't think it'll be any front wing damage for Mason, but might have to deal with some other sort of bodywork damage.
Definitely some side pod stuff going on. I mean, you'd hope with that kind of impact that there's some damage going on. We ride on board with Vlad though, who is still all over the back of the sec now, 6/10, and same with CSAVs, who's joined DJ Millsy. So probably the two fastest drivers in all of GR, Sec and CSAVs, both on the mediums, both in the top 4 now. Massive kick of steering lock for CSAVs to try and keep it pointing forwards. Got on the power.
Got a little bit unstable on that curb on the left on the exit there.
Yeah.
Can kick that rear out a bit if you've got full throttle over it. Still looking speedy on these tyres though, is CSAVs.
Mm-hmm. We will have Sec coming up on a bit of traffic here. A back marker, bonus, give me a bonus, 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 who's pitted last lap. So blue flags will be shown. He's probably going to pick up some DRS here, which is very good for Sec. Can save a little battery. Ridgen with another penalty for track limits.
Such tight battling up the front here between these guys. Those is that 6 seconds now for Ridgen? That's really going to hurt.
Yeah. It's going to bump him down the order, you would assume. Especially if a late safety car comes out. It's worst nightmare if you have 6 seconds of penalties.
Yep.
We see C-Savs though, getting the toe all the way down this back straight. It's not completely in the slipstream, but sees the red light flashing in front of DJ Millsy, so knows that he has the energy advantage, although probably only just with 22%. So tricky to follow close through this sector. C-Sav's doing a nice clean job of it, down to 1.5 tenths the gap.
Well, C-Sav's used to following slower drivers, seeing as most drivers are slower drivers.
Yeah. Has the rear wing open, doesn't use the DRS, so uses the ERS now, and is fully in front by turn 1. So there you go, C-Sav's already up in the third, and DJ Millsy spins behind. No, on the exit of turn 3 or turn 2, I think that was. Oh, what a shame.
Was having a great race until that. Super unfortunate.
We have a hell of a battle going on here though between, well, from Snickers to Noxy, Ridgen, and the Viking. Not quite the Aussie dude yet, but...
Yeah, so it looks like these hard tyres are starting to show their pace now. The medium's really dropping off, but these guys closing up to the back of Snickers. Well, the Viking on the mediums getting past Ridgen.
Yeah, Viking definitely running another patented Viking low downforce setup. So just is able to cruise by on the straights and just relies on the skill to get through these tight, twisty sections. You can see how much those mediums are struggling though. Snickers getting battled with even through this very tricky sector 3.
Yeah, I reckon a couple more laps we're going to see these drivers come in.
Yeah, so right now it's going to be 10 laps on the mediums, 17 on the hards, which I think they'll do pretty easily. Could be that some people choose to go longer. Give me a bonus, bonus, bonus with the retirement there. Is going to pull over to the right, which is a bit scary. Scary place to pull over, but no problem so far. No safety car. Ridgen just keeping in DRS range, I think. Really does need to. No, wasn't.
Just missed it.
Wasn't.
It looks very, unless our timing is maybe a bit delayed or something. Looks like he was in, but
I think the line is just slightly before where I started looking.
Of course, it has more energy than these people in front, so if you wanted to burn some energy to stay inside, could quite easily do that.
Yeah, and
Chooses
probably
not
worth
to, though.
it, because these mediums will pit soon, and you want to get the biggest pull along that's possible before they head off. Ideally, you want to close right on to the next nearest hard tyre runner as soon as they go. We will see Snickers popping into the pits, which means we don't see Viking.
So Snickers going to look to undercut here.
And we will see hard tyres going on for Snickers. out in front. Vlad being patient. Saving up some energy. 65% now for Vlad. 50 for Sek. CSAVs
so
with 30.
with the tire advantage, Vlad just able to save a little more. Building up that energy potentially for a Sek pit stop, and then is going to look to burn it to just hold that position. If Vlad can do similar sort of times to what Sek's doing with the use of that energy when Sek's on new hards, that'll bring Vlad out on fresh mediums at the end with all the pace to burn. That's what we love about strategy. Looking at that tire delta. How's DJ Millsy going? Breaking back through the pack. Behind what? That Aussie dude. Not sure what... Oh, of course. I do know what happened to Mason and why he's down there.
Was trying to show a replay just there, but I think I've overridden it, so we're moving straight on.
Forget about that. Didn't need to see it anyway.
Yeah.
The past is the past. So more people are going to be pitting. Sek and the Viking pulling in.
So
CSAP staying out on those mediums.
Sek going into the pits for hards. Viking probably the same. We do see... No! Viking with a two-stop strategy onto mediums, so... It's an interesting call. We'll see if that pays off for him. Tends to. Especially when a safety car comes out.
So he filters Sek out behind Mason. Is that... So still some traffic to work with. We'll have to work through some of these hard runners, I'm sure, in the coming laps.
Yeah, you would think Mason would be pitting at the right time to not have to be overtaken, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue on 11 lap old mediums anyway. Oh my god, DJ Millsy going down the straight, following Aussie dude who I think was lagging because that car was all over the place. We ride on board and see the wheel being spun around. So, battling back though. Looks to the outside, looks to the inside, both lights flashing. Oh my god, what is happening? There's definitely some lag going on. So can't really tell if he's doing well or not. Let's hope so. Maxing those revs out though as we see CSAVs coming in. And we'll go on to the hards as well.
Oh,
Mason coming in.
Can't be doing that, Mason. Just a little bit too wide on the entry there.
So, Vlad in clean air needs to be setting some very decent times. KC gets caught out by the pit entrance as well, so it's obviously a tricky one that the drivers are struggling with. Viking with the double stint on the mediums is making his way back through the field, up into 9th already. Aussie dude still giving chase to Millsy, who sticks to the line, loses the place, but will be able to come back through this second phase of the straight. And this is ideal for Sek. The more these two battle, the slower they get, the quicker they have to pit, the easier the pass will end up being.
So what lap do you think? Maybe around lap 17 you'd see these hards coming in, I think.
Yeah, 17 is probably ideal. And then you get sort of the most even stint on the mediums that's possible.
That's it. Of course, you want to get the mediums on early, but with enough tyre to go to the end. Of course, they'll probably last a little bit longer with the less fuel in the cars, so I think 10 laps would be the right amount, even 11 if you were in a tight race with someone and wanted to try and get an undercut in some track position.
Yeah,
Wait,
I think
undercut if you start on the hard.
If you start on the hard, no. I mean, you can undercut
If you're on
somebody
track
else.
with someone else on the hard, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it could be an option for Millsy and Aussie Dude, who are just half a second between them. CSAV's now with a penalty for track limits, so that will definitely make the result tricky for him. Where is Sek? Sek is now in range of these two battling, so he probably wants
Picked up
them
some
to
DRS.
get out of the way as soon as possible. Got yellow flags from somebody. I think that might be Big Holly. Yeah, struggling on that right-hander. Sek is going to make the move here, down the inside of this very tricky right-hander. Has the better grip, so car ahead though is just teleporting up the road.
Off into the distance.
Off the road too. And has gone even further up in
this
front. And then
difficult
pulls off and
turn.
then crashes.
Oh,
no!
Oh my god, what's happening? Was
Is
that
that
damage?
desync? If it's desync, then Sek
that
would
is
not
just,
have felt
is
that.
that yeah. Is that some crazy lag? Or I don't know what was going on there, but what a nightmare.
That was, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Oh, Sek loses it. So it's opened up here for Vlad for sure.
Vlad's gonna know this from looking back. So interesting. Don't know what happened there. Maybe interesting to see Sek's lap time, see if he does have any damage. I think he's alright.
Yeah, seems like it. I think it was probably because of the connection issue. There was some desync going on, so we're going to put the picture-in-picture on. And you can see as we ride on board with Sek, you can see Aussie Dude up ahead just sort of porting around the place and then cuts left, loses it right. Sek drives through him like butter. I don't think there's any damage going on there. I think that is just some desync, some good old-fashioned desync.
Right, so a hard runner coming into the pits now. A couple even. Ones that are looking to maybe undercut someone on track that they're near. Get on these mediums a lap early, do the last 11 laps on them. So we're going to see the field return to their normal position, see where everything pans out. You would imagine it'll be Vlad coming out in the lead. Not sure exactly what a pit stop is, probably around 23, 24 seconds.
Yeah, so we'll probably lose out track position to CSAVs, maybe. It'll be very close, but it has just set a purple first sector, so has enough of the tyres left to be burning it on the in-lap. And this could result in that gap extending, which it has. It's up to about 24 seconds now to CSAVs.
I think it was already around that. It was at about 24 and a bit at the start of this lap, so... Oh, is looking to come in. That's not... Oh, very lucky not to get a penalty there, Vlad, on that. Yep. Oh, speeding at the pit lane in the end. As I say it, does get a penalty.
So we'll be coming in. We'll be following on board with Sek to see where it... Oh, well, definitely with holding that 5 seconds. Oh, isn't going to serve it now, so... Unfortunate.
I don't think you can serve it if you get it
coming in.
Entry to that pit stop.
That's unfortunate.
1 kilometre an hour over, we're hearing.
That is brutal.
And that is 1 kilometre too many.
So we will see CSAVs
does come out right behind CSAVs.
Yeah, and couldn't have entered the pit any better, apparently. Well, obviously could have been under the limit, but was going as fast as possible. So that was always going to happen.
Ooh. I don't know if you were on board, but I was on board, but could have definitely entered the pit a bit better.
Okay, well, entered at max speed, then we'll say.
Max plus one.
Max plus one, yeah.
And that brings Sek out after the little spin, 4 seconds behind Vlad, so within the penalty window there, but you'd imagine Vlad's going to have a bit of pace on these mediums.
Yeah. The real question now is, does he have enough to get by CSAVs and then break the gap to Sek? You would think so.
Yep. Whilst also breaking a gap to CSAVs.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 2-second gap he needs to CSAVs. And 5 seconds
5
to Sek.
seconds to Sek.
We head back
Interesting.
a little bit. So we have yellow flags actually in Sector 1. Who's that? Big Holly, I think. Yep, has fun coming out of turn 1 and moves over to the side so that Avanti can come past. KC now with a penalty. Vlad is already up 3 tenths behind CSAVs.
Closed right in now, those tyres will be warmed right up.
Important for Vlad to not pick up a track limits penalty because that will be his podium gone. Has the DRS. Warming the tyres a little for some reason.
Saying hello.
Saying hello.
Maybe sneezed.
Maybe
Who
sneezed.
knows?
Could be. We will have to get official word.
Oh, beautiful run through that
Yeah,
left,
great
right.
exit. C7's moves
Or
coming
is just
inside.
going to hold gear, doesn't want to go past.
It keeps it very stable. We'll have the better braking coming into this one. Doesn't
So interesting
need
move to stay in position.
Yeah, you would
maybe
think
looking for a DRS zone, but you'd think you want to, with this much more pace, like it looks like Vlad's able to hold so much more pace through the corners. Like you'd imagine you want to make hay while the sun shines. Is that what they say?
Yeah, I mean, yes, some people do say that, I'm sure.
Farmers say that.
But the real point is that Vlad wants to get by at a time where he can break the DRS straight away, and doing it
exactly. That's going to be easiest right now. Yeah,
is going to be hard to do. So with this chicane coming up, probably wants to be in front by the end of it. We will see. Doesn't have a lot of battery to work with though. Maybe he wants to get this done without using anything. Sek now with a 3-second penalty. So that doesn't completely even the podium field out, but it does disrupt things a bit. So now Vlad only needs a 2-second gap to both of them.
So definitely makes Vlad's life easier to finish top 2. And CSAVs as well. They're both holding this gap to Sek at the moment, so you'd imagine it's going to be hard for Sek to close it down. Maybe that's what Vlad's really, worrying about. I think Vlad's main rival in this championship is Sek. Maybe with CSAVs as a fill-in, isn't too worried about actually beating CSAVs and just doesn't want to fight him and let Sek into this battle,
Yeah. That's probably a very smart idea.
That is next level racing, That's thinking of the big picture, not even the win of this race, thinking about the championship. But that's what you got to do when you're in a championship battle.
Obviously, CSAV's just had his Schumacher title run ended in Mexico, I think. So isn't in contention for that title which is strange to say, as CSABS has been stacking up little trophy emojis next to his name in the chat with all the series he's managed to win so far.
It is true. Didn't win the last one, I don't think. I don't think that was CSABs. I think it was it Rico?
Could have been. I don't know.
I think it was a battle between Rico and Elmo.
Okay. Blast of the past. Where's Elmo these days?
Yeah, I know. What happened? Didn't invest in the new game potentially. Although, I think I've seen them online.
What kind of peace must that guy be living in? Don't have to deal with this piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Different kind of peace. Inner peace and piece of shit. The two different state of minds, whether you play this game or not. So everyone's really chilling at the moment. It's really just these front two who are within range of DRS.
And we see the Viking pitting for the two-stop strategy coming out on softs for the last 6 laps. It's probably going to come out
fresh pear sauce.
Just ahead of Mason. It's a long pit straight though at slow speed. He's going to come out behind.
Tight on exit. Not even tight on exit. Mason. It is a long drive down there for a Mercedes, isn't it? To have the first pit box as you come in.
We do see the gap with Vlad getting very low now. 2/10 on the exit here, slipstreaming it up all the way through the back straight. CSABS covers the inside, which is going to give Vlad a slightly better run. And the outside for this next corner. He brakes early to try and cut back, but I don't think he's quite got the mid-corner speed to do that. Takes it wide.
To actually do that on.
Yeah, it's dangerous stuff there. Especially because people take such different lines through there that you can really be caught with your pants down. So we are going to ride on board with these two. Some more tyre warming going on from Vlad there. Could be showing some frustration.
I don't know what that's all about. Get out of my way.
Yeah. We will be flicking back to see Viking as he inevitably cuts his way through the field on those soft tyres.
How many positions do you think is possible there, though? There's a 6-7 second gap beyond Mason to the car in front.
It's going to be rough, yeah.
It will be hard.
It's going to need a second a lap on DJ Millsy to get by, or more than that probably.
He's going to go for the fastest lap here, surely, you'd imagine.
I'd say that's probably a given.
And someone else has also broken in. DJ Millsy has snuck up behind Snickers here. Obviously, DJ on those mediums, running a bit quicker.
Vlad coming down that straight, maxing the revs out in 6th gear.
Yep, so that's obviously a tactic employed when they're not looking at getting past at all. Just looking to hold position.
Yeah, strange though, considering needs to be getting by and breaking a gap, so you'd think that sooner you can get past the better. But it also could be that Vlad just knows I'm not going to get by and drop 2 seconds, so there's no point in putting the race at risk. Casey comes in and then pits, and there's a safety car.
And safety car.
So this could be huge for Vlad, because that penalty can go. But CSABS and Sec, they are going to have those penalties.
That's true. So huge gap for those three to the car behind as well. So
yeah, so if Vlad pits, even if the other two don't, which I think they'd be pretty silly not to at this point.
Yeah, I think you've got to pit. You got to know that the others are going to pit as well, or at least one of them, and that stuffs the rest of your race.
Oh, well, unfortunately we don't have a replay, so we're going to be watching the whole safety car. But now's as good a time as any to mention our sponsors. Sell these shirts, Sim Racing, SA, and Shutter Media. Check them out. Links in the Discord on the Facebook. And also you can see their little pictures up in the top right. And with that said, also, if you want to join in for a race, head to our website, which will be up at the end of the stream. Join the Facebook page, get in the Discord, and join a lobby. We've got open
Get
lobbies.
in touch with us somehow.
Yeah, we got open lobbies,
Alright.
we got event races, we got all sorts. So do it, it's fun.
Here they come. Okay, the front three all
three.
do pit.
Yep.
We should see a penalty served here from Vlad.
Yeah, so Vlad, if Noxie doesn't pit, there's no point talking about it, he's just pit, so
He's just
Ridgen
pit.
comes
Ridgen
into
pits.
Viking
Viking
probably
maybe
won't.
the only one not to.
But basically, I don't think gonna get anything out of this by not pitting, so he's just gonna end up with older tires. Yeah, so it does come in. So that is a very badly timed safety car for Viking. That has completely negated the two-stop strategy and any advantage that would have been gained. So Vlad now in third. Does have some work to do in keeping up with these two and staying in that 3-second gap, but will have the win if he's able to do that, although there's back markers in the way. There's CSAVs, then 2 cars, then Sec, and then Vlad. So there is the chance that CSAVs can pull this gap using those back markers, who really should, if possible, pull off to the side and let
your race
cars
is done
through.
pretty much at that point.
Yeah.
You should just let the front runners through, I think. Get out of the way.
It is tricky though, because sometimes it can break the game. If you fully come off the track and wait, it's usually fine, but then every now and then you get other people coming up behind that try to get past you as well when, you know, you're trying to unlap yourself and let the front 3 go, but then 4th place jumps in front of you as well, and before you know it, the whole lobby's broken. So I can understand the reluctance to do anything.
And
So
just obviously on the restart, pull across to the side of the start finish straight and just go slowly in.
yeah. So tactically though, for CSAVs, is going to want to slow down, let the safety car go in as early as possible, and then start as far back from the line. Because the Sec won't be able to overtake these 2 cars until the timing line, which will be on the straight. And CSAVs, if he bunches the pack up, could potentially go 2 or 3 corners before that timing line. So if
break out
you
a
want
nice
to
gap,
abuse the unlapped cars, you could go early. We will see what Sec decides to go with. Obviously for Ridgen, this is a absolute nightmare with 6 seconds of penalties. Having the field bunched up with basically 2 laps to go is going to tumble down the order. Yeah, so that's pretty rough. Noxie also could be on for a good showing here if he can stay inside. He's got a car behind to sort of block and keep people back, and then 2 in front with penalties, so
what happens when you stay penalty free?
yeah, the race
Things,
can
the race
unfold.
can come to you.
Yeah. So safety car will certainly be in this lap, you would hope. We just have Avanti, I think, coming through Sector 1 now. do have the
Alright.
message.
In this lap, did you know CSABS is on mediums?
Ah. No, I didn't. That's interesting. Would have definitely had a set of soft tires. Didn't go on them all race, and yeah, I don't
Is this
know.
some sort of flex? What is this?
Could be. CSAVs is not bunching the pack up too much.
Maybe a mistake.
It could be. The car is coming in, so from now on, the earlier that CSAVs goes, the better. Oh, almost loses it there.
Hasn't employed your strategy. We're just going to go after this corner.
Yeah,
He's
which
off.
is the safest place to make the restart.
Has still done it pretty well.
Yeah. So we see Vlad, we see Noxy. They're going to want to keep a...
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is a disaster.
That is some very interesting ways of letting the front runners go.
Yeah. We will ignore it for now. 2 seconds, though, is the gap that CSAVs has pulled with those two getting out of the way, so the ones on softs are really going to have to dig deep here to get this gap as close as possible. I mean, Vlad is almost out of first place contention just with... Oh, Sek picks up another penalty, so 6 seconds now for Sek, 3 seconds for CSAVs. Sek is essentially out of the podium standings right now.
Going to bring even more people into play to beat Sack. So not good for the championship for Sack.
No, Snickers has options now, same with DJ Millsy, and maybe even Viking. 6 seconds is a long time in 2 laps. Right on board with Vlad now, who's got 30% of the ERS left, has almost used all the deploy for this lap.
It will burn a lot. CSABs has kept some in the bag.
Is still using it down the straight.
I think medium's so quick.
Don't know. Mediums have never looked so good. So Sek will set the fastest lap. Is not really capable of gapping too many people. I think right now is looking to fall back to 8th maybe.
It's your money that CSAB drives it straight into the wall on the last corner.
Well, I'd hope not.
I'd put some good money on it.
Okay.
Notoriously does it in as a reserve driver in a series.
True. I would suggest not doing that though. Obviously there can be battles that have crossed the line, and if there's yellow flags you can get people penalties for doing that, so probably pull into the pits, I would say. Vlad though is...
Then you do cross the line still though.
Yeah.
I guess he's obviously not looking to take points off anyone who races in the series. That is the point of doing that. So
we have CSAVs crossing the line soon. Sek also using all of the energy. DRS enabled, thank you stewards, and Vlad goes up into first. Noxy will get Sek as well. Ridgen won't, but Snickers will, so Sek will fall down into 5th. A huge race from Vlad. A very tricky one too. Lots of different things coming up. People spinning. That absolute disaster of a situation for Sek where the DC'd car in front just yeets it. But handled it well. Drove through him like a champion would.
Drove through him like a hot sec through that Aussie dude.
Terrible backmarker restart. Yeah, it's so hard to do the right thing. because you've got to get all the way over the line and then get out of the way. And
I mean, that wasn't the greatest one though.
no, so
They
one of
should've
them sort of went
fucking
straight
let
on.
them slow down.
Yeah.
One of them was like yeet, and we're just gonna floor it off the track, and then the other one did slow down and go to the inside. But I mean, Sek had to weave in between these two markers to make it happen and get it done in that first corner.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. And really, there should be the option in the game to make lapped cars unlap themselves. It can't be that hard. I say that, but you know, safety car can barely function in the game as is. So for driver of the day contention, we have CSAVs, who won the game driver of the day 16th to 2nd. It's pretty hard to argue.
Skip the Viking, who'd be spewing.
Yeah, first lap moved up like 9 positions.
Yep. Just showing that supreme. What do you call that?
Speed. I call it speed.
Racecraft.
Racecraft. Ooh, okay.
Speed won't get you past people on the first lap, though.
True.
I mean, it helps, but you know, you need that
can...
racecraft to go around 9 people. You know.
Yeah, true. Well, no, I don't. I don't have any idea, but I've heard that people do. So yeah, I think CSAVs were a pretty fair driver of the day there.
I mean, you gotta. Vlad kept it pretty clean. Did have that issue coming into the pits, but no on-track warnings to get a permanent penalty.
Yeah.
Really helped take the win at the end of the day.
And also a big shout out to Noxy, who went from 7th to 3rd after those penalties.
So managed to be the big winner out of that close group that we said that was going to be there.
So yeah, that is the Hakkinen Series race at France. Next week it's not France. It's what is it next week? Hungary?
France, Hungary? I'd pay Hungary, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So Hungary...
It's where we raced last night.
Yeah. Hungary's bad track for overtaking.
Bad track? Oh, bad track for overtaking, yeah. It's
can
nice to drive. Can get in a rhythm, but yeah, not ideal for overtaking. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So we will be back next week. Like you say, the website is up on the screen now. globalracingesports.com. Head there, join a league, join the open lobbies, join an event race that we do sometimes with the Grand Prix weekends.
Get involved!
Yeah, it's always fun
you
to see
piece of shit.
new people. You won't get called a piece of shit very often.
Nah.
Just now, probably.
Not once you join.
Once you join, you're all good. Yeah, so do that. And if not, at least watch the streams again. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on
Come race us.
YouTube.
If you think you can beat us,
yeah,
come give it a crack. I'd like to see you
Please
try.
Don't. We can't handle the competition. Other leagues. Join other leagues. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the stream. So bye. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.